Good wishes, dear students. The concept you will be learning in today's class is filling of orbitals. In the previous class, you have learned how to calculate the energies of the orbitals by following N plus L rule. So there you have calculated how to attain how each orbital attains its energy. After attaining the energy, these energies should be distributed to the number of electrons within the orbital by following three different principles: Aufbau principle, Pauli's exclusion principle, Hund's rule or Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. The first one is an Aufbau principle. It states that in the ground state, in the previous class very clearly I have told you what's the meaning of ground state and excited state. In the ground state of the atom, the orbitals are filled in the order of their increasing energies. Or the same concept, you can also write it in different words. Electrons first occupy the lowest energy orbitals available to them. Here, I would like to bring back to your mind the rules, the energies that you have calculated. You see 1s orbital is having 1 electron, 2s is having a 2 electron, 2p and 3s are having a 3 electrons. If you look at it, 3p and a 4s, you've got a 4 and 4 in between 3d orbital is coming. So when you plot the electronic configuration, 3p should be followed by 4s. Only then 5s orbital will come in. So only remember the concept. I'll show you how to remember it quickly here. So this is the meaning of electrons first occupy the lowest energy orbitals available to them. And one more point also I told you. When it comes for same energy value with a different principal number, that's a 3 is a principal number here, 4p, 5s. So 3, 4, 5, what's the rule we have learned? Lower the value of n, that particular orbital will have the lower energy. So when the electrons move into fill in, 3d will be filled first. Because all three are having a 5, you shouldn't be writing 5s orbital at first. It will be entirely wrong. You have to follow the lower value of principal number. So 3d will be filled at first, then comes 4p, then comes 5s, followed by the different energies of the other orbitals coming into. So this is in terms of definition. Moving on to this particular way of writing Aufbau principle is a very, very important one for you to write down electronic configuration for any element that is being asked there. If you make a mistake here, writing the electronic configuration will go wrong. If your writing electronic configuration is wrong, the entire concept of chemistry, a concept you are learning in chemistry will go wrong. This is a very important one, but an interesting topic, nothing to get bothered over it here. Now, when you write down, write it as a 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 3d. Now there might come a question, why am I writing 1s, 2s, 2p, then suddenly 3s, 3p, 3d. Then if you look for a 4th and 5th level, I'm going up to f there. Then again the number is getting reduced here. I would like to bring back to your mind again the concept you learnt in azimuthal number. When n is equals to 1, only s orbital will be found subshells. When n is equals to 2, you will find the presence of two different orbitals, s and p. When n is equals to 3, you will find the presence of 3 orbital spd. Hence, I am writing 3s, 3p, 3d. When n is equals to 4, you will find the presence of 4 orbitals s, p, d and f. Hence, I am writing 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f. Similarly, for a 5th orbital also the same value comes into 5s, 5p, 5d, 6f. Then for 6th orbital 6x, 6p, 6d and 7s and 7p. So if you understand why are we writing 1s, then the next line 2s, 2p, then the next line 3s, 3p, 3d, following the azimuthal rule there. Point number 1. The second one, always, now why am I drawing the line from here to here and from this direction? No, everywhere I have the particular direction for you to draw the line. 1s2. Then comes electrons move into the 2s2 orbital. After 2s2 orbital, the electrons will be moving to 2p orbital, then 3s orbital. Just follow my arrow, it's more than enough for you all. 1s orbital they will be filling into, then moving on to 2s orbital, then after 2s just always start in this direction. After 2s it will move on to 2p. After filling in 2p it will move on to 3s orbital. After 3s it will move on to 3p, then comes 4s orbital. If you remember, I'm leaving out here 3d. I will explain to you little later. 3d followed by 4p, I mean electrons will fill the 3d orbital, then they will move on to 4p, then they will move on to 5s. Here again I'm leaving about 4s, 4p, they do not get filled like 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 3d. That order is not followed here. You can follow the arrow diagram. This is how the order is followed. Why are they following this order? Now let me take a precise example. 2p followed by 3s. Do you remember the energy value that you got? 2p also has got a 3 as the energy value. 3s also has got the 3 as the energy value. Hence, we are writing 2p should be followed by 3s orbital when you are plotting the electronic configuration. Next, 3p followed by 4s. Do you remember? 3p's value is also 4. 4s value is also 4. Hence, 3p is followed by 4s. Then comes 3d followed by 4p followed by 5s. Here again, if you look at it, I showed you 3d has got energy level to be 5. Then 4p has got energy level to be 5. Then 5s has got an energy level to be 5. Hence, we are writing 3d followed by 4p followed by 5s. So, similarly, the rest of the thing I did not complete. You can complete it or cross-check to your textbook here. So, 4d followed by 5p, 6s, 4f, 5d, 6p, 7s. So the electrons will be filling in 4f orbital followed by 5d followed by 6p followed by 7s. So like manner the rule will be followed. So this concept you needn't by heart, provided you are able to write down following the azimuthal rule. The order of writing is clear. Always follow this arrow diagram. In the beginning it might be little difficult for you, but once you take enough of practice, writing the electronic configurations will be more easier. Once again I am stressing, why are we writing 2p followed by 3s or a 3p followed by 4s or a 3d followed by 4p followed by 5s? The reason is the energy they have got are similar to one another. So the 1 is filled in, 2 is filled in, followed by 3, third energy level will be filled into, then we'll move in for filling up of 4, then we will move in for filling up of 5, then 6 and 7, the number will continue. This is in terms of Aufbau principle. So when they ask you in terms of exam point of view, write down any either two definitions or any one of the definition and give a clear diagram of this. The next one, so this is the knowledge of Aufbau principle. All you need to remember is electrons first occupy the lowest energy orbitals available to them. That's a concept. Very clearly I have told you all. Next comes Pauli's exclusion principle. It's not like a longer one like the previous question, so you can relax yourself. Pauli's exclusion principle, when we say no two electrons in an atom can have the same set of values for all four quantum numbers. You know that n stands for principal quantum number, L stands for azimuthal quantum number, M stands for magnetic quantum number, and S stands for spin quantum number. So he says no two electrons will have all the four values equal. For example, sometimes N, L value can be equal, but M and S will differ. If you remember azimuthal rule, magnetic momentum, when I taught you the concept quantum number, I gave you -1, 0, +1, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. So it can have a different number. No two electrons will have the same number. And also in terms of S will differ. Why do we say it will differ? Spin, I told you only two possibility, either a positive spin or a negative spin, meaning in one orbital you can have a maximum of 2 electrons. So even if you do not write anything, Pauli's exclusion principle, remember the reason that I have written, only 2 electrons can be accommodated in a given orbital with the opposite spin. So you cannot write 2 arrows also facing upward or 2 arrows also facing downward. You have to write one facing upward with a value of plus half spin, one facing downward with a value of minus half spin. So about this calculations you will see it later. All you need to see is Pauli's exclusion principle. He says only 2 electrons can be there within a given orbital with the opposite spin. That's the key word here. Moving on to Hund's rule or Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. It's about filling of electrons in the degenerate orbitals. In the previous class I gave you a small definition at the end of the concept there. Degenerate when you say orbitals having the same energy. I gave you an example of px, py, pz. D orbital when you say 5 categories can be there. F when we say 7 categories can be there. So he is talking about filling of electrons in the degenerate orbital. All the three are having the same energy. Where will the electron go to? So that is explained in terms of rule. Electron pairing in the degenerate orbitals does not take place until all the available orbitals contain 1 electron each. That's nothing. I'll give you the explanation. Then you will understand better. Now atomic number of carbon is 6. When you write the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So you have a 1s2. This is a 1s orbital. 2s also only 2 electron you've got. 2p2 when we move in, you shouldn't be writing okay 2p2, 2 electrons within the same orbital. What's the rule? He says until until all the available orbitals contains 1 electron each. Now these two are completely filled, okay. 2p2 when you say, you have to write in the 2p orbital 1 electron in the first box, the second electron in the second box. It's wrong to write both the electron within the same orbital without distributing them. First you need to distribute. Then if extra ones are there, you can come in for a pairing up. Look at one more example of aluminium. Atomic number 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p1. Now I have underlined this because these are completely filled. I'll be teaching you this concept there. 1s2 is a completely filled orbital. 2s2 is a completely filled. 2p6 is a completely filled. So they will not take part in the reaction. When we say reactions, either donating of electron or accepting of electron, that takes place where they are running short of electron. There's something called an octet rule. I'll explain to you in the next class there. Now right now I'm talking about this pairing of electron in terms of Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. 3s2 and 3p1. So 3s orbital has got a 2 electron. 3p1 only 1 electron. Am I making it clear? Move into chlorine. Atomic number of chlorine is 17. So if you plot the configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. If you add the number, you should get 17 as the answer. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 6 will be 10, 12, 17. The numbers we are making up to. Since these are 1s2, you know that s orbital when you say maximum 2 electron, it has got a 2 electron. 2s2 also maximum 2 electron is over. P orbital means I told you 3 boxes will be there. Each orbit according to Pauli's maximum, you can Pauli's exclusion 2 electrons can be there. So 2 3s are 6. So already the 2p6 is completely filled in. If you look at it 3s2 and 3p5, 3s2 is completed third energy level, but 3p5 is running short of 1 electron. So meaning these orbitals only will take part in the reaction. Either they will receive the electron or they will donate the electron. I am plotting the configuration 3s and 3p. 3s2 is completely filled. 1 spin up, 1 spin down, over. 3p5 when I say 5 electrons are there. First distribute the electron to all the 3 boxes, over. Now how many more we are left with? Out of the 5, 3 are over. 2 more you are left with. After distributing them equally to all the boxes orbitals, come back with the pairing them up. So 5 electrons, first you filled in the 3, then you came with the 4th and 5th one. This orbital is left unpaired here. So all these 3 orbitals are paired and this orbital is an unpaired. This is another concept right now. The explanation is electron pairing in the degenerate orbitals. Remember, p orbital has got a 3 category, that is a px, py, pz, does not take place until all the available orbitals contains 1 electron each here. Thank you.